Hi guys. Okay, this is the fourth time I tried this. I just wanted to say happy anniversary, baby. I love you so much. Mwah. The past 32 years have been like a breeze. It seems like maybe 5 years at the most. How we got to 32 years, I'll never know. Um, I'd love to tell you guys the story about how we meet, and every time I tell it, I end up with too long of a video and I can't host it. And I've tried it 4 times, but we met on a blind date in April, way back in 1976. By then, I had gone through 2 horrible short marriages. I had 3 children. They were just babies when we met. And a friend of mine actually met him first and kept telling me, oh, there's this great guy that I want you to meet, and going on and on. Well, at that point in my life, I had decided no more men in my life. I was going to go to school, get my nursing license, and raise my children on my own, because in that short span, I was only 23. I had already been married twice, and I had 3 children. And I had my first one at 17, second one at 18, third one at 20, and by 23 I was just, that's it, I was done. And I had boyfriends, and I had a couple offers to marry them, but I didn't want to get married. So I kept telling my friend, no, and he just kept building this guy up, saying, oh my God, he's the greatest guy you'll ever meet. He's the greatest guy. He's from Michigan, and he just moved out here, and I met him because he was selling his car. He had fallen on some hard times. He was young and partying and all that kind of stuff, and he was selling his car to get some money, and my friend drove by and saw him, and they met, and they made good friends. And my friend Ted is the one who met my hubby, and said, oh, this guy is just wonderful. And I told Ted, I said, I don't care if he's Jesus Christ, I don't want to meet him. And so this went on and on for about 3 or 4 months. Finally in April, I said, okay, all right, I'll meet him, and that's it. So it was all set up. It was like a blind date. He came over to my apartment with Ted, and it was a Saturday night. It was Ted's girlfriend, Corbett, and me, and we just sat there and talked and watched Saturday Night. I can't even talk. Saturday Night Live, and we watched it, and then when that was over, we talked and talked. It was like we were old friends, and we had finally seen each other again for the first time in years. It was really weird. But at our wedding, he had a very best friend named Chris, and Chris was really a great guy, and they had lived together as a couple of bachelor dudes down in Florida before he moved to California from Michigan. And I was living in California. That's where I was born and raised, in San Diego, and that's where we met. That's where we got married. Finally, after 4 years, I talked him into moving me back to Michigan because I wanted to see it so bad. I'm really glad we did, because I loved it back there. But then we moved back out here to take care of my parents as they were getting older, and now they're gone. But that's another story. Anyway, so he came over, and he was just great. We hit it off right away. It wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I expected. I didn't expect to be blown away that very first night when I meet this guy. And it was like falling in love at first sight. And here we are 32 years later. We lived together for a year first. So I always say 32. This is going to be our 31st anniversary. Got married on 8/7/77, and we thought that 3 sevens would bring us some luck, and it did. We've never been lucky in the money area. We've had hard times with money, and to make up for that, I really think to make up for that, we've had the love. I mean, I have never in my life, I never had dreamt that I could have been loved as much as I am now. And baby, I'm the woman who I am now because of you. You're the one who did it all. And my children, they never knew their quote unquote sperm donors. They never knew their bio sperm donors, I guess I could put it, because they were raised by him. He's the only father that they knew, and he was the best father that he ever could have been, better than some bio fathers that I've seen. And he's just an amazing guy. He's real cool, calm, and laid back, and I'm all hyper and a mess all the time, and he's just the best. I wanted to show you in our photo album. My oldest daughter made this for us a couple years ago. Here's our wedding anniversary, or our wedding certificate. I know I'm not going to get this right. Wait a minute. Okay, it says August 7th, 77 on there. And then over here, this was right after the wedding. Okay. This was right after the wedding, outside of the chapel, up here. And that's me. That's my little daughter, who is my flower girl. That's my matron of honor's daughter. That's my dad and my mom. They're both gone. And there's Corb right there holding Tim. That's my youngest. He had just turned 2 years old in July, and we got married in August. And then down here is the picture of us in the chapel, up on the altar. And it was just a real simple little ceremony. It was the best. I had made my dress and my daughter's dress, and she was my flower girl, and she was so happy to do that. Okay, I'm at 8 minutes now, and I don't know why, but I keep trying to host this, and then it says fatal error, or it'll say this page can't be displayed. So I'm going to cut this short. I just wanted to say, baby, I love you, and I dedicate the next video to you. When I heard this song, I wanted to tell you the story about Chris. Oh, it's at 7 minutes. Okay. Chris, his best friend, was in our wedding, and he read a poem called Love by Emma Fox. If you ever get a chance to look it up, it's beautiful. It's amazing. And he read this poem during our wedding. When back in the Stone Ages, when we got married, they didn't have the webcams and all that stuff. At least we didn't have anything like that. And so they taped it on a cassette tape. And we have that tape, and we listen to it every anniversary still. And I had woken up that day of our wedding with the worst cold in my life, so I could barely talk because I had a horrible sore throat. But Chris was a special, special person. He was born with a birth defect in his heart, and he had surgery for it when he was a baby. And when we had been married about 5 years, he had to have surgery again to fix it. He had gotten married by then, and he was expecting his first baby. I'm trying to talk fast so that this doesn't mess up. And after the surgery, his kidneys failed, and he passed away. We were all just 25. We weren't even 30 yet. It was so sad. Anyway, our next anniversary, which was a couple months after Chris passed away, at the end of it is the song that's playing on my blog right now. We never put that song on there. No one put that song on there. We asked everyone in the family, did you add that song to our video, to our cassette tape? No, no, no. And so I had gone to the psychic. In the town that we lived in, they had this psychic. He wasn't a quack or anything. He was the real deal. And in fact, he explained me to Corbett a couple years before we met. He described me. He said everything about me. He said I have 3 children. It was really odd. I mean, this guy was really right on. And he told me that sometimes when people pass on to the next whatever dimension, that they can come back and do certain things. I believe to this day that Chris put that song on our wedding tape, because I can't understand any other reason why it's there. And it's great because we can hear Chris every year on the tape saying the poem. I can hear my mom in the background and my dad at the end congratulating us, all the people that have gone before us. So we've gone through a lot in 3 decades and 2 years. And I could cry, baby, because you know how much I love you. I love you more than the breath that I take, the air that I breathe, the sky that I look at. My love is bigger for you than anything in this entire world. I love you, baby. Mwah. Happy anniversary. And I'll take a drink of my water. Cheers to many, many more. I'm not going to say another 32 years because I don't want to live that long. You know what age I want to be when I go. So, anyway, happy anniversary, baby. I love you. Mwah. I hope you enjoyed this video and the next one. I dedicate it to you, baby, and our love. Mwah. I love you, babe.